The hallway was alive with noise. Lockers slammed, sneakers squeaked across the polished linoleum, and laughter bounced off the walls like echoes in a cave. It was the beginning of another ordinary school day at Brooksville High, or at least, it was supposed to be. Among the bustling crowd was a girl named Ava. She wasn't loud, she wasn't flashy, and she didn't crave attention. She walked with her books clutched tightly to her chest, glasses slightly slipping down her nose, her hair neatly braided to one side. Ava had always preferred the quiet corners of the library to the chaos of the cafeteria, and she liked helping the janitor more than gossiping with the popular girls. She had always been the kind of student who got straight A's and never missed a homework deadline. But to some people, kindness and quietness were seen as weaknesses. And that's when the real trouble started. As Ava turned the corner near her locker, a loud voice boomed behind her. "Hey, bookworm!" sneered Tyler, the self-proclaimed king of the senior class. He was flanked by his usual squad, Chase, Lucas, and Brianna, each with smirks painted on their faces like war masks. Ava tried to ignore them. She'd learned that acknowledging bullies only gave them fuel. But that day, Tyler wanted more than attention, he wanted a scene. With one quick, violent kick, he sent Ava's carefully stacked books flying into the air. Pages fluttered like wounded birds as they scattered across the hallway floor. One of the books thudded against a locker and fell open, its spine cracked. Another slid all the way to the other side of the hall, bumping against someone's feet. Laughter erupted. Phones were pulled out. A crowd gathered. "Oops," Tyler said mockingly, brushing imaginary dust off his hoodie. "Didn't see them there." Ava's heart dropped. She knelt quickly, trying to gather her scattered belongings as the crowd around her grew larger. Some laughed. Some just watched. But no one helped. Not a single soul. And when she reached for her physics notebook, Lucas stepped on it with his muddy shoe. "Oops again," he said, grinning. The embarrassment burned in her chest like fire, but Ava didn't cry. Not then. Not in front of them. She finished picking up her things and walked away in silence. But something inside her had shifted. That day lit a fire she never knew she had. Later that evening, Ava sat alone in her room, books reassembled, but her pride still shattered. She stared at the cracked spine of her journal, a leather-bound gift from her father before he passed away. It was more than a notebook. It was a memory, and they had stepped on it like it was trash. Something had to change. Ava wasn't weak, she was just holding back. And now, she wasn't going to anymore. That night, she made a decision. She wouldn't become a bully to fight bullies, but she would teach them the kind of lesson they'd never forget. The next morning, Ava walked into school with her head held high. The hallway hushed as students saw her, same girl, same glasses, but something in her eyes was different. There was no fear, no hesitation. The same bullies who had kicked her books yesterday were lounging near the lockers again. Tyler was showing off a new prank video on his phone, laughing with his friends. "Look who's back for more," he snorted. But Ava just smiled. "Yeah. And I hope you're hungry." The line made no sense to them. Yet. But it would. Unbeknownst to them, Ava had spent the night reaching out. She had emails, footage, and a carefully crafted digital trap. She'd accessed school security footage using her computer science skills, one she never told anyone about. She edited the clips into a clean, undeniable video that showed everything, the kicks, the mocking, the laughter. Then she posted it anonymously to every school forum, parent group, and local Facebook page with the title, "What Really Happens at Brooksville High?" By the time the first period bell rang, everyone had seen it. Students whispered in the hallways. Teachers gave Tyler and his crew cold, suspicious stares. Principal Monroe called an emergency meeting. But that wasn't all. Ava had more in store. During the lunch break, Ava walked into the cafeteria, camera phone in hand. Tyler was there, laughing, still unaware of the storm brewing outside. She approached his table slowly, calmly, and without fear. "Hey Tyler," she said sweetly. "You dropped something yesterday." She held up one of her books. "Why don't you pick it up for me? With your teeth." The cafeteria froze. Tyler stood, confused. "What did you say?" She dropped the book on the floor in front of him. You hurt me. The camera caught every second. The tension was thick. Everyone had seen the video by now, they knew what Tyler had done. His popularity was crumbling like a house of cards in a hurricane. If he refused, it would make him look like a coward. If he obeyed, he'd lose his reputation entirely. Ava raised her eyebrow. Come on. You kicked it with your foot. It's only fair you pick it up with your mouth. Tyler hesitated. Then Chase laughed. Dude, don't. She's messing with you. But the damage had already been done. Ava turned to walk away, leaving the book on the floor. But a moment later, Tyler bent down. He didn't use his mouth, but he did pick up the book with shaking hands, face red as a tomato. The crowd watched in stunned silence. Ava didn't need revenge. She had already won. And the best part? She never raised her voice, never got violent. She used her brain, her power, her voice, and the truth. As Ava walked down the hallway, students stepped aside, some nodding in admiration. For the first time, she wasn't invisible. She was respected. The quiet girl had spoken. And the whole school had